Hey guys, welcome back. So first off, as I always have to warn you, it is so bright and looking at you guys is super glary and bright, but I don't want to pull the curtain because then we won't have very good lighting. So anyways, I'm gonna do kind of get ready with me slash half and half, high end, low end dupes. I got this idea from Shanxo. And yeah, I was like, I wonder if I have enough things to be able to do this. So I've kind of gone through my collection and we're going to give it a go. I think I do. There's only, I think, two things, brows and primer, that I don't have both high end and low end. So let's give it a go. So just going to hair out of the way, the headband. Yeah, so I am going to start with primer. I am just using the e.l.f. primer. This is the blemish control primer. At the moment I'm always using that one or the NYX Angel Veil, but I do know that the NYX Angel Veil primer is a nice dupe for what do you call it, the Hourglass one. So for foundations, now these two aren't exact dupes. I don't hoard foundations, they're not like my favourite thing, and once I find a favourite I kind of stick with it, and that is the Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation. But for the Drugstore one I'm going to go with the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation. They're not exactly the same, but they do give me a really nice similar finish, I find. Sorry, I'm really struggling to like look at you guys. So we're going to go the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation, and I'm in the colour Porcelain, and I'm going to do that on the left side of my face. I'm also just going to move my mirror so I can see. Although these foundations aren't really the same, like this e.l.f. one is a lot thicker in consistency than the Naked Skin, I do just find they give me both like quite a flawless finish. So in the Naked Skin I'm in the colour 1.0, and I apply it the same as well. You know, I just realised there's actually a third thing I don't have both high end and low end of, and that is concealer, and that didn't even cross my mind when I was getting all the makeup out, and I think that's because I haven't really been using concealer lately, just because, I don't know, my skin hasn't been too bad, so I haven't really needed to. Okay, I'm just going to blend down the middle so there's no line, because we do not want that. So although I do have a lot of makeup, I don't have quite as much as Shannon, and yeah, there's certain things that I consider like just sort of basic and a little bit almost boring. Like, yeah, concealer and foundation are not my favoritist things in the world, so I don't kind of just collect them for the sake of collecting them, whereas like coloured things I do, because I do love a good coloured thing. So yeah, I'm not going to bother with concealer because I just don't want to. For powder I'm going to do the clear like HD translucent kind. So for the Drugstore one I have the e.l.f. High Definition translucent powder. Where is my brush? To be honest, I think all of these kind of powders are the same. Like this one, MAC, what are the other brands? Makeup Forever. For bronzer, these two, when I swatched them on my hand, they didn't look like the exact same colour, but then on my face they do kind of look the same, and they give a similar finish, you know. So I've got MAC Extra Dimension bronzer in Aphrodite Shell, and then e.l.f. baked bronzer in St. Lucia. So I think because they're both that kind of baked formula, they give that kind of glowy, but not like shimmery or anything, just glowy. And also they're really pale, and I don't put them on too heavily either. Oh my god, I almost thought I put that on the wrong side. So this is the high end side. Because I just don't bronze too much, like that's it for me. These baked e.l.f. products Cheek products. They've got blushes, bronzers and highlighters. I think they're so underrated because they're amazing. Like the highlighter from this that I use, and I should have done it in this video, but I feel like I've talked about it in other videos already, so I've got a different highlighter. But the highlighter that I use from this range, it's like what I want Soft and Gentle from MAC to be, but it's not, you know. I'm just going to quickly do my brows to get them out of the way, because I don't have a dupe for brows. I'm using the Anastasia brow pomade. I have drugstore brow gels, but I don't have high-end brow gels, and I don't have a drugstore pomade. So we're just gonna do my brows real quick. My brows are not very good today, but that's what happens when you rush. I thought I'd zoom you in for the rest of it. Just, you know, because yeah. So for highlighter, one of my favourite dupes is the MAC Extra Dimension eyeshadow in Opalese. I believe this was limited edition, so this is a really good dupe thing. And the cheap one is Colourpop Monster highlighter, Super Shock Cheek highlighter thing. They have this like pinky white, like you can see it's white, but it has like pearlescent pink, violet, blue duochrome. So yeah, and I love this colour as a highlighter. I just think it's so pretty. P.S. do you like my nail polish? It is, well, I can't remember the name, but it's from Julie G. I'll put it in the description box down below. So that's the Colourpop one, and like I like to go real heavy on my highlighter, so I may have to put more on. We will see. But yeah, and so this one's a powder. That's the main difference, is like this is a powder and the Colourpop one is that weird like moussey texture. I'm sure you all know of it by now. Yeah, see, I need to put more on the Colourpop side just because I'm so obsessed. Look at it. Oh, can you even see it on the camera? I don't even know. Put a bit up there. Up there. Oh, it's so nice. Alright, anyways, moving on. Blush. Okay, P.S. this isn't going to be like an amazing different makeup look. You know, it's going to be a pretty basic makeup look, but using these colours. So for the blush I'm going to use Nars, what is it? Orgasm. How could I forget that name? I'm not a big fan of this blush anymore. It's a beautiful colour, don't get me wrong. But it's the formula, you know. The powder itself, it's just kind of chunky and not very smooth, and I find not very pigmented. Am I just being fussy? I don't know. But anyways, for the dupe I'm using the e.l.f. baked blusher in Peachy Cheeky, and yeah, I've always said this is a really good dupe for the Nars Orgasm, and I just find it smoother and I think it looks nicer on the skin. I probably shouldn't have done a pink highlighter with a peachy blush, but YOLO, do what I want. Okay, my blush always looks ludicrous on camera, and I'm sorry, but A, I'm a clown and I like having a lot of blush, and B, it's actually not that bad in person. Like, yeah, so I'm just gonna buff over it just for camera's sake, but trust me, it's fine in person. I have Wet n Wild Fergie, I think it's just called, Take on the Day eyeshadow primer, and Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This is the anti-aging one, but that doesn't mean anything. So when you're putting your eye primer on, if you're not using a brush and you're just using your finger, make sure you use your ring finger, just because it's the most gentle finger with the the weakest, I guess, with the least pressure, because you don't want to like poke your eyeball out, you know. Never a good time. So for my transition colour, my high end, can you guess? MAC wedge. When is it ever not MAC wedge? And my drugstore one is Cornelius from the Kathleen Lights quad from Colourpop. So again, different textures, but I mean, the different textures doesn't bother me. The Colourpop eyeshadows I find work perfectly fine to like blend out or whatever, but that's just me. Everyone's gonna have their own sort of opinions, I guess. So for eyeshadow, this is probably not a very good idea, but it was just what I found and just what I wanted, and blah, blah, blah. The point of this video is to show you that high-end and drugstore dupes exist, okay? And maybe some of you have these palettes, who knows. So this is the Vice 3 palette. Yes, well, that was weird. Ooh. Anyways, and I'm using Lucky, this gold colour here. I'm going to use that on my right eyelid, of course, because that is the high-end lid today. It's quite like I would call it a gold, but it's like a bronze gold. Yeah. Okay, I accidentally started without you. For my left eye, the drugstore one, I'm using Kathleen Lights from the Kathleen Lights quad. No, from Colourpop. This is a nice gold. This is like the most amazing gold actually, and it is very similar to, what was it? Lucky from the Vice 3. Obviously, again, it's a different texture. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Or whatever, you know. So I just want to pop a little bit of like highlighter on that inner corner. I'm not sure if my like cheap one of this counts as a cheap one, but I have another option, which I forgot to get out. So I'm going to show like two cheap options sort of thing. Where's my brush? So for the high-end one, it is Nars Albatross, this guy here, just like a very white gold yellow shimmer. And I'm just literally popping that right in there. And I think I should go over that highlight with that. But that can be saved for if I leave the house today. And then on the left side, the drugstore side, I have two options. So one is the Sephora Micro Smooth Illuminator Baked Illuminizer in Stardust, and then the other is this Chic Face Powder Natural Wall of Shimmer, the very top one. It doesn't look like it'll be the same, but it is, so I'll use that one. But obviously in the States you're better off getting the Sephora one. Wow, they really look the same. It's amazing. So for my drugstore one, I have Rimmel Kate Scandalize mascara by Kate Moss. Mascara is something else that I don't sort of collect a lot of, but I always have a lot of it just because, I don't know, it's always just like a free gift or, I don't know, random stuff like that. These two that I'm using today don't have similar brushes or anything, but they give me similar looks. Just like big, voluminized, separated, you know. Then my high-end one is Too Faced Better Than Sex, because I freaking love this mascara. I'm sure you've all got this or used it or tried it or heard about it or whatever, but oh my god, it's amazing. This is one I would definitely rebuy. Actually, I would rebuy both of these, but I just don't need to right now. I've got a couple of unopened mascaras. And then lips is all I have left. So for lips, I'm going to do a red because I like my red lips. The reason I didn't do black winged eyeliner is because I only have a high-end one. So, yes, sorry. For lips, I'm using, for the drugstore, I'm using Elf's matte lip colour in Rich Red. And for the high-end one, I'm using Nars Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in Dragon Girl, which is my all-time favourite red lipstick ever. It's so nice. the best colour, the best formula. Oh, I just love it. But as far as formula and stuff goes, this e.l.f. one, perfect dupe. Honestly, they're so similar, it's like freaky. It's weird. But I feel like when I'm applying them I can feel a difference in the actual like lid itself. So that is the final look. Take my headband out. Yeah, I hope you like this. Definitely have a look through your collection, see what you've got, because you don't always have to buy the high-end one unless you're a hoarder like me. Yeah, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!